Loving friendship between an elephant and a young girl. A photographer has captured a series of heartwarming portraits of a young girl's friendship with an elephant in Vietnam. French photographer Rehan took the images on a trip to Buon Don, a small village renowned as the capital of elephants. The photographer had hoped to capture some shots of the magnificent elephants, but was surprised to witness such a loving friendship with the young girl. Rehan explains that the Em Nong group lives in the mountainous region in the south of the country, not far from the Cambodian border. He spotted a young Mnong girl standing near an elephant. She was wearing the traditional costume hand-stitched by the women of the village, and still worn by the poorest, as it was their only piece of clothing. She intently gazed into the eyes of the animals, and she didn't immediately notice Rehan, who had already snapped the moment. The elephants are tamed very young and then become like family members. Never will an Em Nong sell his elephant. The esteemed photographer explains that, as a result, they usually develop a very loving relationship, as the animal is a great help with carrying, building, or working in the fields. A master rewards the animal's effort with daily care. Even when a harvest is not good, he always shares his food with the one who has become the symbol of the high Vietnamese plateaus. Rehan adds that he was very lucky to take a few shots of this friendly and simple scene. The fusion between the two friends was such that when the girl began to pray, the giant animal knelt before her as if in a sign of respect. This photo is absolutely unique. Seeing this little girl in her ethnic dress, a tradition that tends to disappear, next to the imposing presence of the elephant, perfectly reflects the tremendous respect and kindness that the Em Nong have for these animals. We can witness this solemn moment, this rare opportunity to believe in the union of two beings that seems to have nothing in common. And yet, Kim Luan and her elephant show us that love is everywhere. Rehan says that he had been in the region before, where he took a photograph of the young girl, which he went on to sell in his gallery. However, after taking the photograph, he did not manage to catch the young girl's name and could not send her the copy of the book her photo appeared in. So, the dedicated photographer decided to venture back to the area in July 2014 in a bid to find the young girl. He did not know her name or address, and he had to cross the lake that separated the village from the school to find her, to no avail. I wanted to see her again and share some money and offer the book to the family. A few children said they knew her, but the language barrier prevented real communication. After my fruitless attempts to find the girl, I left the school, disappointed and saddened not to be able to carry out the mission to a successful conclusion. Rehan explains that then a young girl ran up to him and informed him that she lived next door to her. He was delighted that he finally had the opportunity to pay tribute to the child who would not recognize him, but who would be moved by his gesture. These people have very few photos. That's why this gift was received by her family with great interest, but also a lot of gratitude. Rehan says he believes in karma and that he was rewarded for going back to give the young girl the book, as soon after he was greeted with another fantastic scene, watching Kim Luan's moving friendship with an elephant. The esteemed photographer, who has travelled all around the world, explains, shooting a portrait is not always easy if you want to capture an emotion. People say that I can capture the soul, and I think that this is the best compliment you can give a portrait photographer.